What is up, everybody? Today we are gonna be looking at some conspiracy theories. If you're a conspiracy theorist, then this episode is for you guys. It is your boy Just Luis IRL, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright guys, let's get into it.
This is not just old footage. Something about this video is seriously wrong. People say this was found in a collection of early recordings, completely unedited, just raw footage. At first it looks normal, just black and white clips of people, but then you start noticing it. Their faces, the way they move, doesn't feel human. Their expressions stretch too far, like their skin doesn't have limits. Their smiles feel forced, unnatural, almost like they're learning how to act human. And the scariest part, they don't react to it at all. No pain, no hesitation, just normal to them. Some clips show their faces shifting in ways no real person can control, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. People online are convinced this isn't just old footage. They think something else is in these videos, something pretending to be human, and for a split second it slips. This is not just...
To be honest, that very first second of the clip just tripped me out. It really tripped me out. Like, what kind of person, like, what is she doing? She like squeezing her face together? Like, she literally looks like she just ate a lemon. But I don't know, to be honest, yeah, it has the aesthetic of being like recording the 50s, but then again, you gotta remember, we have AI now, so that could easily be AI.
Rays are is that they used to be a parallel reality version of Earth. They used to be human. They destroyed their world. They had to mutate to survive into what we now see as the Greys. They lost the ability to reproduce. They had to shift into other parallel realities where human DNA was still viable, like ours, and use that to create hybrids to perpetuate their culture.
Has this come to you in bits and pieces over the years? Was this an early...
No, he did lay this out a few years ago, but more and more detail has been coming out over the years about why this is happening, how it's happening, and why they're helping us. They're noticing we're making the same mistakes, and they don't want us to have to make the same mistakes and do the same thing that turned their reality into the Greys.
Humans are trying to figure out right now how to coexist on a planet that has shared resources, and we cannot for the life of us work collectively as a species.
Right.
Big problem when the survival of the species requires global cooperation.
Yes. And that's one of the reasons I think we're about to have open contact. Greys are.
Well, that's like the biggest duh in the whole world. I mean, human beings cannot cooperate with each other. I was actually thinking about this just this morning. What if aliens saw us and they see like human beings like creating nukes, and then they're like, wow, whoa, are they going to war with another species from like another planet? But no, if you look at it, and if you take a second to look at it, we're literally building these nukes to use them on our planet. What kind of species does that? Builds nukes not for defending the whole planet, but to use it on itself. That is insane. If you think about it, that is insane. We're not using these nukes on other people. We're using them on ourselves. Wow. Okay, let's jump on to the next video.
Hypnotic implants. They project images. That's when Errol explained the truth about Earth. It wasn't a planet. It was a prison. Errol said all humans are ISBEs, and we're traveling the universe as pure consciousness for thousands or even millions of years. We even have memories of our infinite lives, but we're cut off from our abilities because Earth is a prison. The old empire built the prison around 8000 BC and started filling it. Political dissidents, artists, freethinkers, anyone the regime considered dangerous. The old empire called them untouchables. That's us.
They put free thinkers in prison? It sounds like Facebook in 2021.
It does.
Or Canada today.
Okay.
And England.
I got it. Billions of us dumped on a backwater planet at the edge of the galaxy, placed into fragile bodies that suffer, age, and die. Death should set the spirit free, but a shield around the solar system prevents escape. If Earth was the prison, the shield was the fence. Errol described each step the way an engineer describes a machine. When a person dies, the shield detects the spirit and pulls it into a processing station. There, memories are wiped, not just of the last life, of every previous life. Gone. Then the old empire runs a second program, hypnotic implants. They project images directly into the spirit's awareness, a tunnel of light, dead loved ones, spiritual guides. That's why all near-death experiences sound the same across cultures. It's in the programming. None of it's real. It's a recycling system disguised as an afterlife. Then memories are implanted, creation stories and moral codes designed to trigger guilt and obedience. Once the spirit is wiped and reprogrammed, it's sent back to Earth in a new infant body. Die, forget, return. This was control that spanned across lifetimes.
Control across lifetimes. Ugh, sounds like my ex-wife's wet dream.
Which ex-wife?
All three of them. Perpetuity is their love language.
Every religion, every war, every system of power, all part of the prison design. Even rapid biological aging is a containment tool. The domain conquered the old empire thousands of years ago, but the Earth prison operates on its own. Its systems are still active. But Errol said there is a way out. You have to do the one thing the entire prison is built to prevent. You have to remember.
Well, if remembering is the way to break out of the matrix, half of us are cooked, because honestly, I don't even remember where I left my keys this morning. I don't even remember where I left my phone. So honestly, half of us are, actually most of us are going to be cooked. It's crazy when you look at the Y files and you look at how much they give you, like these crazy, written scripts, and they give you these crazy ideas. You really trip out. You start to think, are we in the Matrix? Let's go on to the next clip.
I mean, look, I was watching Fox News yesterday where they were talking about the different kinds of entities that the United States government has encountered. Did you see that?
4 different species of aliens. Another scientist called them Greys, Nordics, Insectoids, and Reptilians. All of them have 2 arms and 2 legs, just like us. Experts speculate the Reptilians are scaly with long tails, like a lizard. Insectoids look like a praying mantis. The Greys look like your classic movie alien, and the Nordics look like a regular Swedish guy, but 7 feet tall.
Watching it on Fox News, you're like, is Fox News all of a sudden coast to coast with Art Bell? Like, what the hell has happened? Because they were talking about the Reptilians and the Nordics, the Greys. Fox News. TV. Like regular TV. Like, what is going on here? Is that nonsense? Are they being fed nonsense, or is this disclosure? And are they slow trickling this out to us to get regular folks like boomers, get them accustomed to this idea of there are entities out there?
What if they're just acclimating you to the reality of our world? And what if the truth is that there's people around you that are aliens and you don't even know it?
I mean, look, I was watching Fox News.
Wow, once Fox News gets into it, you know that there's like, the story is like 10 times worse. Because if, like Joe Rogan said, if they're just trickling it down to us, getting us used to it, basically desensitizing us, then that means that there might be aliens out there. But honestly, the word of God is the word of God. And if you believe in God, you already know what's going to happen. You have no fear of any of this. But hey, like Joe Rogan said, if they're barely feeding it to us now, there might be a bigger story right behind it. Who knows? All right, let's jump on to the next story.
Yesterday.
Are you guys ready for another fun fact? If you're ever experiencing any type of physical pain anywhere in your body, you don't need a painkiller. All you have to do is repeat the number sequence 55515. It's a quantum code. So sit with the pain, feel into it, feel where it's coming from, and repeat that code because it sends a signal from your brain to that area to reduce pain. Are you guys ready for another fun fact?
Wow. And actually, I heard about this. It's the CIA Grand Theft Auto 5 secret codes. You know, you say 1, 2, 3, 4, and a giant helicopter appears. This is getting ridiculous, guys. It seems like out of nowhere they're coming up with the most bogus conspiracy theories ever. And to top it off, I did see a paper by the CIA saying that these codes actually exist. I don't know. If you catch me saying 51555, that's because I honestly got diarrhea. And I probably want to get rid of it. Let's go on to the next clip.
We are not alone. The Pentagon released the UFO files a few weeks back, and we just found out over 1 billion people have visited the site. 1 billion. It's got to be a record. The War Department says more files will be released soon. UFO experts and top researchers have been investigating aliens for years. Their sources say dozens of crashed UFOs have been recovered, and what they found inside? Shocking.
And do people think that there's one type of non-human intelligence that's visiting the Earth, or is there many, many types?
People who have been involved in recoveries have said
there are at least 4 types, 4 separate types. Now, I have not had direct access to that, but I believe the people who I talked to.
4 different types of life.
4 different types of life.
4 different species of aliens. Another scientist called them Greys, Nordics, Insectoids, and Reptilians. All of them have 2 arms and 2 legs, just like us. Experts speculate the reptilians are scaly with long tails like a lizard. Insectoids look like a praying mantis. The Greys look like your classic movie alien, and the Nordics look like a regular Swedish guy, but 7 feet tall. We haven't seen the evidence, but Pete Hegseth says more evidence is coming, and there are a lot of believers in Congress.
I have seen evidence in a skiff that leads me to believe there are things we cannot explain, and I have observed things that are of non-human origin and creation. That's my opinion.
Releasing the files isn't easy. They've been hidden for years, and a lot of people want to keep it that way.
The problem we have right now is the deep state's fighting the president on releasing. He kept his word, and I suspect some of our not so friendly comrades and some of our alphabet agencies are slow walking a lot of the information. It's about power, it's about control, and that's kind of what runs Washington.
So why is our own government fighting so hard to keep these secret? Well, 12 scientists have either gone missing or died. Now, we don't know if that's related, but people are scared to talk.
One I thought was going to do an interview, and then a couple days before sent me a message saying, after further consideration and long talks with my wife, I decided I'd be forfeiting my life if I participated in your interview. And I thought that was like very unsettling message to get, obviously, but also very specific word choice, forfeiting my life.
We are not alone. The Pentagon released the UFO files a few weeks back.
That is insane. And you know what? There are plenty of scientists that go missing just because they decided to open up their yapper and talk about the aliens. Now, if people are missing and people are dying, there must be something that's worth hiding to be killing, unaliving all these people for that secret. I don't know. You tell me. If you guys seen the files, the UFO files, you guys let me know in the comment section what you guys think.
Raise the first generation just enough to survive.
So you're saying none of us are actually from Earth?
Not the Earth you think you know. The 7 continents we live on aren't our birthplace. They're
Argothia, hidden country beyond the ice wall of no one dare to talk about.
Containment zone, a prison sealed off by the ice wall.
A prison for who?
For us. We're descendants of people who once lived beyond the wall, civilizations so advanced and defiant they couldn't be controlled. So long ago, someone made a decision: isolate them, populate these continents with carefully selected descendants, erase their memories, erase their origins.
You're saying we are not natives here?
Exactly. We were placed here. Richard Constantine orchestrated what's called the Great Placement. He found these untouched lands inside the ice wall and realized they could serve as the perfect cage. But how do you populate entire continents? Embryos. He harvested them from the ancestral lands, raised the first generation just enough to survive, then released them, let them believe they were inventing fire, tools, agriculture, when it was all designed.
So, all of human history is staged?
Absolutely.
So you're saying none...
Wow, if you're telling me that all of human history is basically just a play, that's pretty interesting. So it seems like we were all just playing pretend the whole time. Who knew?
And look how uncomfortable. Bro, this is why I love Cat Williams. Did y'all see how he secretly exposed the Illuminati in Hollywood on the little stand-up roast comedy that Kevin Hart just had? Look how he said he the only one in here with a soul.
Only one with a soul. I'm not sure if the Illuminati is real or if this is the junior varsity version, but...
You remember how I told you how they be swapping souls? Y'all remember that car wreck where Kevin Hart got in and he couldn't possibly survive it? Said Kevin Hart really a 6'3" white man. And look how uncomfortable they got when he said that.
Before he saw my act, he was a 6'3" white man. I tried to tell y'all that Kevin Hart was a plant.
Hollywood puppet. His only word he won't say to them is no. Anything they tell him to do, he gonna do it because he got to. Cat Williams said he turned down all them movies because he didn't feel comfortable.
I did say that Kevin was a Hollywood puppet, and I want to explain that. Because it might not be what you think. I meant that the head of Netflix literally has his whole hand up Kevin's ass and can make him do anything. Kevin only has one rule in his movies: no N-word. And that N-word is no. Never fucking said it, never ever. Scary Movie 3, Ride Along, Night School, Get Hard. I turned down all of them because I was not comfortable being...
I mean, Cat Williams really standing on business. He even exposed The Rock's secret relationship with Kevin Hart.
Kevin and The Rock have what you call a bromance. That's when two actors secretly fuck the shit out of each other.
Now he talking about the Diddy parties.
They tried to cancel Kevin for the Diddy parties. They hurled allegations at him. But thanks to all the baby oil, charges didn't stick.
And for those who didn't understand the brunch line, this what he meant. He was talking about Jay-Z. Yeah, them folks gonna be under investigation next.
Kevin famously was at a brunch Kevin was at a bunch of Diddy parties, but in his defense, it was only because Diddy thought he was 10.
The fact that he gets all quiet when you bring up the Diddy parties lets you know that he did something wrong.
But I want to be clear. Just because Kevin went to Diddy parties does not mean he did something wrong. The fact that he gets all quiet when you bring it up, that means he did something wrong.
Now, Cat Williams does not care. He will literally spill everything on the plate. Everything, nothing held back. And that's why we love Cat Williams. That's why I love Cat Williams. Honestly, he literally just spoke the truth. Everybody got quiet as soon as he started mentioning the Diddy parties. Why did everybody get quiet when he started mentioning the Diddy parties? And even though he's saying it like it's a joke, yeah, we're having fun. Honestly, he's straight up telling the truth. I don't know what to say. He's honestly telling the truth. He's not lying. He's not capping. It's all true. Alright, let's go ahead and jump on to the next clip.
This new theory of consciousness, I can explain exactly what happened. Every single one of us is a field that is both the observer, the observed, and the actor. Every one of us is a field, and it doesn't exist in, this field does not exist in space and time. Space-time exists within these fields that we are, is us. So, this changes the paradigm, right? But we need a change of paradigm, because otherwise, if we are machines, like scientism is telling us, we are going to be taken over by the artificial intelligence that people will control, powerful people will control, and through those machines they can control us if we don't change our mind of who we are.
It will become a sort of self-fulfilling prophecy.
Will become a self-fulfilling prophecy because we have not done the personal work to understand who we are. And we are not machines. The body is a machine, but it's a machine that is infinitely more complex than the computers, because it is a quantum and classical machine. It's not a machine like a computer. Every cell of my body is a part whole of the body. What do I mean by that? Every cell of my body has the genome of the egg that created the entire organism. So every part of my body has the potential knowledge of the whole. In this case, the whole is just the body. So we are holographic. We are made of parts whole. We have 50 trillion cells. Each has the potential knowledge of the whole organism. So a cell, which is a part, can change within its own life by taking advantage of the potential knowledge of the whole. That's why epigenetics exists. And now we know that epigenetic exists. Why? Because every part is a part whole. We as human beings, we are fields which are part whole of one, the totality of what exists. Same pattern repeated at different scales. This new theory of consciousness, I can explain exactly.
So all he managed to do was kind of confuse me. I did not get shit. If you guys understand what he just said, please explain it to me like I'm 5 years old, guys, because I only heard that we are holograms and that he could explain it. Yeah, he explained it, but I didn't understand it. Jesus, that has to be AI. That thing is just way too big for anybody to even comprehend. A whole dang elephant? That thing ate a whole damn elephant. What the hell's up with that?
Bro, there's definitely some crazy stuff out there. Have you ever heard of the Michael Jordan theory?
What's the Michael Jordan theory?
Oh my God, this is one of the craziest conspiracies ever. First off, there's this video that's been going viral of Michael Jordan. We're like reaching for a loose ball, right?
Michael going, baby? Yep.
And then on top of that, people have started going back and reanalyzing some of the decisions that he made. Like after winning a back-to-back-to-back, he decides to retire to go play baseball.
Yeah, that was so strange, right?
And then right after he retires, his dad gets killed.
Oh.
So people start digging into this and they think it was because Michael Jordan had a crazy gambling addiction, right? So people think that that decision was made because he owed some very powerful people some money. Some people believe he's not human because of the video with the arm thing. Photos of his hands have never been taken clearly. They're always out of focus and super blurry. People reported going to the stadium and seeing him sitting in the stands at 3 in the morning. Like some of the craziest stories ever, and people believe this guy can't be human. Bro, there's definitely...
Hey, one thing about the greatest people in the world is that sometimes we will not be able to understand them. That video though, where he was reaching for the ball, did look pretty sus. I'm not gonna lie. It looked sus as heck. But hey, maybe he's a reptilian. Maybe he's a gray. I don't know.
Bottom of the world.
Hey, at least he won us a couple rings, right?
This is a video of a man who claims to have been exiled from the ice wall. He says that the land beyond the ice wall is perfect and our world is basically a prison. And apparently he was banished here as punishment. Now in the video, he is speaking another language, but people have translated it and they say that he's talking about how beautiful the world outside the ice wall is. Now the ice wall is something that comes from the idea of the flat earth theories. So like instead of having a North Pole at the top of the world and a South Pole at the bottom of the world because it's a globe, the world would be flat and there's just a little ring around it, which is actually Antarctica. But they don't want us knowing this, so there's an ice wall and people like patrol it so we don't realize it's a wall. The theory also is that it keeps like the oceans and everything inside of our world from spilling over the edge. People also claim that like there are other lands beyond the ice wall that we aren't allowed to know about. But most scientists entirely reject this theory because there's a lot of evidence that proves that our world is round. But flat earthers believe that the government and the space agencies are just hiding the truth so that no one is allowed to explore past the point of Antarctica. It's basically a conspiracy theory that says we're being kept in the dark about what's really out there. So do you think this terrifying man is actually from the ice wall? Let me know. And come over here for longer videos. This is a video of a man who claims to have—
Hey, I think we've gone too many times on planes to still think that the earth is flat. I don't know what you guys think, but hey, I've seen way too many people going on planes. I've even been on a plane to even think that the world is flat. Every time you look outside, it looks round. It looks round. It doesn't look flat. It looks round. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for sticking all the way into the end. If you guys stuck all the way to the end, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys hit that share button. Make sure you guys hit all the buttons because this is Luis IRL. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to share it with your friends. I hope to see you guys on the next one. Thank you.